Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to my video series on data science. In this video, we will learn how to collect the data from dynamic websites. In this session, we will discuss challenges with the dynamic websites, inspecting the network activity, capturing the AJAX requests, and handling the pagination and infinite scrolling. Some websites load the new data on runtime. For example, this one. The new products are loaded upon scrolling. In this case, we will not find the new products on the source page. For example, if we go to the source page and we will try to search this product, as this product was loaded upon scrolling, so the page source does not contain this particular product. As we can see that the product is not available, which means that the page source only contained the 24 products that were loaded when the website was first opened. We are interested to find the request upon which the new products were loaded. For this, we will go to Inspect and we will open the Network tab. We will refresh the page and we will scroll down and we will see which request was sent to collect those new products. Upon refreshing the page, we can see that a lot of requests are there in the Network tab. We will scroll down until we collect the new products. Okay, so now we will copy the name of a product and we will search it in the search tab. So now we have the request that bring this response. In the response section, we can see that we have this product Nokia 105 Classic. We can see the preview. So we are lucky we have the preview in HTML. Now we will go to headers and this is the request that was sent to the website. We will copy this request and we will process this. Upon copying and pasting the request in the browser, we will get this response. This is the request and this is the part in which we are interested. Page equals to 2 ampersand AJAX request equal to 1. So now we can see that the response is in HTML. If we change the page 2 to some other page like page 1, we get the products from the page 1 and we can confirm it from the website that the product we are getting is the same or not. So that's the same product. So we can change the page. We can write page 3 for example and we will get the new products. We can test one more page 4 and we are getting new products. So we have to send this request to the websites and just we have to iterate over the page numbers to collect all of the products from this website. Let's write the Python code for the pagination and scrolling. So now we will copy and paste the same URL here and then we will make a request to the website. The response is 200. That's good. Now we will create a SOAP object and then we will analyze the contents of the SOAP object. So this SOAP object contains a lot of divs with the class innerp. Earlier we had a container named raw product list and inside that raw products list we had innerps. So in this case we do not have the raw products list container, so we will remove this and we will just find all of the divs with the class name innerp. Let's confirm the length. So we have 24 products. Now let's execute all of the code that we wrote earlier to check if it's working with this new response or not. So we are getting the product name, we are getting the price, product page URL, product ID, and the image. Let's create the data frame again. Let's copy the request code and paste it here. We need to write code for the infinite pagination. We need a counter. We will set this equal to 1. And we will update this URL. Instead of hard coding, we will pass this variable here. The variable is numeric, so we will typecast it into string. And we will increment this variable so that the request is sent to the new page again. We will remove this print part. We will copy the code here. And now we have to write a code to implement the pagination. So first we need a loop, an infinite loop that will run and send the request to all of the pages, and then at the end we will define the stopping criteria. So while true, keep repeating this process. We need the soap object, so we will create the soap object here. And we need the class inner p to extract the content from the soap object. So now we have all of the divs, and now this can work. Okay, now we have to define a criteria. So we are defining criteria that if the length of the divs is greater than or equal to 1, then do the following. Which means if we have a page that does not contain inner p, then this code will not run. And the control will pass to the else statement, and we are writing break here, so the loop will be broken. We need to update the counter inside the loop, so we will write counter plus equals to 1. We can also print the request URLs that are sent to the new pages, so that we can see how many pages were requested. So we can write print, and we can write something like requests sent at, and then the URL. Okay, the code looks ready. Now let's execute this. So we have indentation issue with the counter. Let's correct it. Okay, good. So now we can see that there are requests being made to different pages. Page 1, 2, 3. Okay, page 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so these 11 pages were requested, and now we can see the data, how much data we collected. So we can see that we have collected 233 rows. Let's write a code to describe this data frame. Product data.describe. So we can see that there are 233 products. We have 111 unique prices. We can see the top and most frequent product and so on. Now you can save this data as a data frame, as a CSV file, as we did earlier. In this session, we discussed how to collect the data from the dynamic websites. We discussed the challenges with the dynamic websites. We discussed how to inspect the network activity and capture the requests. And we wrote a code for handling the pagination and infinite scrolling. You can find the code of today's session at my GitHub repository. The link is in the description below. So thank you for your time and see you in the next video.